So here we are again. Meghan Markle's nanny drama is back, louder, messier, and far more revealing than anyone expected. But let's be honest, should we really be surprised? For years, the carefully staged smiles and polished podcast appearances have hidden a storm brewing behind the scenes. A storm of staff turnover, fractured friendships, and a household that looks picture perfect on Instagram, yet runs on exhaustion in real life. This time, the story isn't just about a nanny leaving. It's about what that departure says: a pattern of control, mistrust, and an inner circle that keeps shrinking. Meghan and Harry have reportedly gone through multiple nannies in a matter of weeks, built a hiring process that feels more like theater than childcare, and even strained the support of Meghan's own mother, Doria Ragland. If your closest ally quietly walks away, what does that really say about the state of things? In this video, we're diving deep into the Sussex nanny carousel, what's really happening inside those walls, why the revolving door never seems to stop, and how it connects to a much bigger story: the collapse of Meghan's once glamorous inner circle. From celebrity friends turning silent to staff leaving quietly fed up to a Hollywood dream hitting wall after wall, this is more than a family issue. It's a warning sign of something unraveling. Welcome back to the channel where we cut through the headlines and reveal the truths lurking behind the PR gloss. Stay tuned, because what we're about to uncover will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about the Duchess of Sussex. To understand the current nanny crisis, we need to rewind a bit. Ever since stepping away from royal duties in 2020, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have tried to rebrand themselves as independent power players in California. Deals with Netflix, Spotify, and publishing promised a new life, one fueled by fame, storytelling, and financial freedom. But beneath the glossy press releases, there have always been cracks. One of the earliest signs was staff turnover. Reports as far back as 2019 revealed that the Sussexes went through 3 nannies in just 6 weeks after Archie was born. Each departure wasn't simply a personnel change. It highlighted how demanding and, at times, confusing the household expectations really were. Add to that Meghan's insistence on secrecy during interviews, the bizarre requirement that nannies pretend not to know who they're meeting, and the endless fear of leaks, and the Sussex home began to feel less like a sanctuary and more like a fortress. Compounding the issue, Meghan's closest supporters have slowly drifted away. Her mother, Doria Ragland, once a stabilizing presence, has reportedly stepped back, tired of the constant tension. High-profile allies, like Oprah Winfrey and Serena Williams, have grown silent, leaving Meghan with fewer visible defenders. Even Harry, once the cheeky and defiant prince, now appears subdued, caught between two worlds. This backdrop matters because it shows us that the nanny drama is not just about childcare, it's part of a larger cycle. A cycle of control, mistrust, and isolation that continues to push people out of Meghan's inner circle, one by one. What do you think? Are these departures just normal growing pains, or is something deeper at play in the Sussex household? At the heart of this unfolding drama lies a simple but powerful truth: the nanny crisis is not really about childcare at all. It's about control, mistrust, and the emotional toll of trying to manage every detail while simultaneously fearing betrayal. And the evidence is everywhere. Let's start with the most recent development. Meghan's longtime nanny of 5 years didn't leave with anger. She left with fatigue, quietly shifting into a house manager role after reportedly begging for the change for ages. It wasn't an impulsive exit. It was the culmination of years of strain, endless demands, and an environment where no role ever seemed sustainable for long. And even with this adjustment, Meghan and Harry are once again scrambling to find a replacement. But this is nothing new. In fact, the Sussexes' history with caregivers is defined by constant turnover. Back in 2019, just weeks after Archie was born, they reportedly cycled through 3 nannies in 6 weeks. That's nearly 1 every 10 days. According to insiders, working in the Sussex household is like performing on stage. It isn't just about competence, it's about putting on a show. Candidates are warned not to know who they're meeting yet. Everyone whispers the truth. Then, during the actual interview, they must feign surprise as though meeting just another California couple. This is not a job interview, it's theater, and theater takes its toll. And even for those who make it through the gauntlet, the daily expectations are nearly impossible. One moment, Meghan wants a nanny focused on structure, making sure the children sleep through the night. The next, she demands high-energy play and constant stimulation during the day. These are not dolls, they're toddlers, and the whiplash of shifting demands leaves caregivers exhausted. A night nanny who is sleep-deprived cannot also be the perfect daytime entertainer. The role is unsustainable by design. There's also the emotional side. Like many mothers who depend heavily on full-time caregivers, Meghan has been described as struggling with fears of emotional displacement, that her children might bond more deeply with their nannies than with her. It's a natural fear, but instead of embracing the support sources, suggests she sees it as competition. This sets up a no-win situation. She needs help, but resents the closeness that naturally forms between caretaker and child. And that tension, over time, pushes people out the door. The ripple effects don't stop there. Meghan's mother, Doria Ragland, once considered her strongest ally, has reportedly stepped away as well. Insiders claim she grew weary of Meghan's relentless complaints and need for control, eventually deciding to remove herself from the daily chaos. If your own mother quietly exits the stage, it speaks volumes. Beyond the family, Meghan's network of celebrity supporters has also gone quiet. Oprah, Serena Williams, Tyler Perry, their once public support, is now silence. Even Meghan's birthday, which used to attract high-profile tributes, passed with only a few loyal acknowledgments. Silence in Hollywood is its own statement. Meanwhile, the press narrative has shifted. Once buoyed by glowing features and sympathetic coverage, Meghan now relies on a shrinking circle of defenders. Journalist Bryony Gordon continues to publish supportive pieces, but even those feel more like strategy than friendship. Contrast that with royal biographer Angela Levine, who bluntly argues that Meghan never stumbled into chaos, she orchestrated it. According to Levine, Meghan entered the royal family with an agenda to reshape, challenge, and ultimately reinvent herself beyond the confines of royalty. But instead of achieving a new fairy tale, she faces headlines about staff exodus, family estrangement, and fading Hollywood ties. This is the core revelation: the nanny crisis is not an isolated event. It is part of a larger repeating cycle of control, paranoia, and fractured relationships. Staff, friends, even family walk away, not with loud exits, but with quiet resignation. And the pattern keeps repeating, leaving Meghan more isolated with each departure. Imagine this: not a screaming scandal, not a dramatic fight, but a silence that grows louder as each ally quietly slips away. That silence may be the most powerful headline of all. When we look beyond the surface, Meghan Markle's recurring nanny drama reveals deeper patterns that extend far beyond childcare. This is a story about control, mistrust, and the consequences of leadership by micromanagement. To understand it fully, let's break down the layers of impact. The cause is rooted in control and fear of exposure. Meghan and Harry's obsession with secrecy creates a fortress mentality. Every nanny candidate is screened through a theatrical process designed to protect their image: 3 rounds of interviews, feigned surprise, and strict instructions about leaks. The effect: qualified candidates feel less like trusted caregivers and more like actors in a staged performance. Over time, the constant paranoia breeds stress, pushing even the most loyal helpers to step away. For the nannies themselves, the demands are emotionally and physically unsustainable. They're asked to be everything at once: nighttime disciplinarians, energetic daytime entertainers, and invisible presences who must never outshine the mother's bond. For the children, the revolving door of caretakers risks instability. Toddlers thrive on consistency, but constant turnover erodes trust and comfort. And for Meghan herself, the inability to delegate without suspicion leaves her isolated, overextended, and perpetually anxious. From a financial standpoint, constant staff turnover is costly. Recruitment fees, agency contracts, and retraining drain resources. While Meghan and Harry have lucrative deals, these recurring expenses and reputational hits undermine their attempts to establish themselves as savvy independent players in Hollywood. The narrative shifts from entrepreneurial power couple to unstable employers, hardly the image their brand depends on. Socially, the fallout is clear. Doria Ragland's retreat speaks volumes. If a mother can no longer endure the atmosphere, what hope do employees have friends and allies notice patterns too? Hollywood thrives on image and stability. Association with chaos is toxic currency. As A-listers distance themselves, Meghan risks becoming a figure surrounded not by peers but by employees and defenders with transactional loyalty. On the broader stage, the nanny crisis adds fuel to critics who argue Meghan and Harry mismanaged their royal exit. They sought freedom, yet find themselves trapped in cycles of conflict, first with the monarchy, now within their own household. Political observers in the UK note how each staffing scandal reinforces perceptions of selfishness and instability, weakening their credibility as global advocates for mental health, social justice, or philanthropy. After all, if you can't maintain peace in your own home, how persuasive is your call for world harmony? This analysis brings us to a sobering truth. Meghan's pattern of control creates the very isolation she fears. By trying to manage every variable staff behavior, media leaks children's affection. She pushes away the very people who could provide stability. The result is a shrinking circle, a hollow brand, and a public image of constant crisis. And here's the haunting question: if even her closest allies, from her mother to her most loyal celebrity friends, are quietly slipping away, who will be left standing beside Meghan Markle when the spotlight fades? History has a way of repeating itself, especially when it comes to powerful women under public scrutiny. Meghan Markle's nanny crisis and shrinking circle may feel unique to Hollywood royalty, but parallels can be found across both royal and celebrity history. Princess Diana, for example, also faced intense challenges balancing motherhood, public duty, and media obsession. The difference: Diana's struggles earned her sympathy. Meghan's, framed against a backdrop of control and celebrity ambition, are perceived more as self-inflicted. Beyond royalty, Hollywood has its own cautionary tales. Stars who built empires on image, like Marilyn Monroe or Britney Spears, eventually crumbled under the weight of isolation, distrust, and pressure to maintain a perfect facade. The pattern is striking: the higher the walls of secrecy and control, the lonelier the figure inside becomes. Regionally, the contrast is also telling. In Britain, the Sussex saga is often framed as betrayal of royal duty. In America, it plays more like a celebrity drama with fading A-list support. Culturally, both perspectives converge on the same conclusion: Meghan's inner circle is collapsing, and the image of stability is slipping. Imagine the silence. Friends gone, quiet staff walking away, family retreating. A house full of polished walls, but echoing emptiness inside. That silence isn't just background noise, it's the sound of a legacy unraveling. So what have we learned from this unraveling story? Meghan Markle's nanny crisis is more than a household staffing issue. It's a mirror reflecting deeper struggles of control, mistrust, and the slow erosion of her support system. From the 3 nannies in 6 weeks to her own mother, stepping back, the signs are undeniable. People arrive with hope, but they leave drained and disillusioned. And with every quiet exit, Meghan's world grows smaller. This isn't just about childcare. It's about the cost of trying to manage every detail, protect every narrative, and still expect loyalty to remain intact. Friends like Oprah and Serena have gone silent. The Hollywood buzz has cooled. Even Prince Harry, once the fiery rebel, now appears subdued, caught between two worlds, and increasingly overshadowed by the storm. What remains is an image of a woman holding tighter to control, yet watching more slip away with each passing month. But now the question turns to you. Do you think Meghan's situation is the inevitable consequence of fame and pressure, or is it the result of choices that keep driving people away? Can she rebuild trust and stability? Or is this cycle destined to continue until there's no one left? If you found this deep dive eye-opening, make sure to subscribe for more unfiltered breakdowns of the stories behind the headlines. And stay tuned because in our next video, we'll explore how Prince Harry himself may be reaching a breaking point in this unraveling saga. Thousands of viewers here are already engaging in this conversation. Don't miss your chance to weigh in.